Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gaming Top Down podcast, a weekly podcast all about board games, the board games that we like, the ones that we're playing, sometimes new ones. Hard to keep up on the new ones. There's so many. But hey, we have a lot of games on the shelves behind me and the shelves off to the side, so we talk about them every week. My name's David, and I'm joined every week by my brother, Devin. Devin, how are you on this eve of the weekend? It's nice to have the entire weekend in front of you. It's like a nice feeling.
And it's a bigger weekend.
Yeah, Labor Day.
Yep, coming up on Labor Day. I am doing good after taking some self-care. When I say self-care, I mean this 20-ounce Red Bull.
Nice.
I was a bit tired on my way here. I'm actually surprised I made it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did. All is well. Yeah, killed another week.
Just killed it.
Absolutely killed it, yeah. I've been dealing a little bit with insomnia, but I don't want to say that it's insomnia. I want to say that it's due to just an all-around bad sleep schedule. So, you stay up, you watch 6 movies instead of just 4, and then it's 4 a.m., and then you try to go to sleep then, and then you don't wake up till 4 p.m.
That'll get you
And
sometimes.
then you try to get on the schedule next day or something, I've done it to myself. But sleeping's been a little weird lately. So I went to bed about 3 a.m. last night, woke up at 5 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, that's rough.
So I feel very weird. Yet, you don't really notice too much when it's a difference between like 6 and 8 hours, but when it's a difference between 2 and 8.
Yeah, then you'll definitely feel it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised you're still standing up.
I am sitting.
No, that's true. Yeah. So he might doze off a little bit here like a grandfather in a lazy boy recliner. But that'll be fine. Cool. Yeah, I'm excited for the weekend too. We don't really have many plans. We had a baby in the family, not my immediate family, but our extended family. So that was exciting. So I think like the entire extended family is kind of staying close by. Nobody's really going out of town.
It's weird to hear you say our sister is extended family, but I guess you're right.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's our immediate family.
It was.
But not the immediate family that lives with me in this home we're in. So yeah, it is weird.
That is.
Because extended, yeah, you're probably thinking like cousins and stuff. But yeah, it was our sister. So very exciting and cool. Baby's
super awesome.
Healthy. So that's always good. Again, got some sick kids, so I don't think that we'll see the baby probably until we're very well and clear.
You go through a lot of times of sickness when you have children, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like that one took its turn, his or her turn, and then 2 of the 3 of us also got on board, and then someone else got it.
Yep.
Then got something this next month.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like between families with kids, they be rolling in. They're collecting the sickness like Boost in Rocket League.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's kind of a joke. Like everyone in the neighborhood or at work that I work with is like, "Oh, you're not feeling good? Did your kids start school this week?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they did." And they're like, that there you go. So everybody knows it. You get a few of those gross little kids in a room, it's bad. But when you put like 1,000 of them in the same building, that's got to be hard to keep bacteria clean.
Oh yeah, imagine how many of them are just farting without saying anything. And just their hands are just crazy. I'm really interested in like the microscopic world.
Yeah,
because it's weird how you can just get like smaller and smaller into these tiny things, and that's what seems to affect us. The things you can't see.
Sure.
You think you're doing something really casual, yet you're the 400th person to touch that doorknob between washes.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a lot of weird stuff. So
There is.
Saying.
Even just moving my office down here to this basement, I've in the last couple of months, I've thought multiple times I should get a radon test. Just because it's, I guess, just some poisonous gas that lives in the dirt. And if you got lucky, you'll never have it in your house. But if you got unlucky, you will. and it has no odor or anything like that, and can give you cancer. So there you go.
Whoa.
So just some radon for you. So get a test if
It's
you're.
like the last boss of the Elden Ring DLC, Radon. Scourge of Radon.
Yeah, you're definitely getting some scourge. But
That's crazy, bro.
yeah, kids are always sick. Devin, for question of the week,
Oh,
which
heck
is
yeah.
not a segment we usually have.
I'm
I'm
down,
just kind
though.
of throwing
I like
it to you.
questions.
If you were getting a cheeseburger, and we're just talking about like a standard cheeseburger from one of the 5 super fast food restaurants I'm about to say, I want you to tell me kind of which one would be, maybe rank them, your favorite going down. First up, we've got McDonald's. Obviously, has to be on a list like this. We've got the quarter pounder with cheese, which is one of their better,
Sounds awesome.
one of their better burgers in my opinion. From Wendy's, you got Dave's Single. So you're out of like the junior bacon cheeseburger cheap range. You're into the Dave Single. It's like a $5.50, $6 burger. Okay. Then you got the famous Star. That's from Carl's Jr. or Hardee's, depending on which part of the country you're in. Then you've got from In-N-Out. It's we didn't know what to call this. We kept calling it a single, but it's basically their cheeseburger. It's not a double, but it's the same as a double, just with one patty instead of 2.
Yeah.
Then you got from Burger King, you got the Whopper with a single patty again. So me and a few of my friends in our neighborhood were talking about this a few months ago at like an extended camp out that we had with some of the youth in the area. And one of our friends says that the Whopper is his favorite, and we could not believe him.
Did y'all block his number?
We gave him a lot of crap for the last month. And so we finally decided we're going to split up. I'll go buy 2 burgers from these 5 establishments, bring them back, have his wife cut them up into fourths, and everyone gets blindfolded and taste them. And then in the taste testing, you're trying to do 2 things. Determine which one you're eating on the 5 different.
That's probably
plates.
sometimes easy, but
It's very hard.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The only one of the 5 I got correct was In-N-Out, just because they toast their buns. And so the bun was more toasty. But you're just eating beef with cheese on it. And we tried to like standardize even the condiments.
I was gonna say In-N-Out's got a unique flavor if you just get a standard burger there.
They have spread and stuff, but I don't feel like they put a ton on this one. And so, yeah, I don't know. So there was that. And then we ranked them from 1 to 5 on like our favorites, with kind of the context that we've been giving this friend a ton of crap for liking the Whopper the most. So Devin, out of those 5, before I tell you the results of our test that we did, what is your ranking of a quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's, Dave's Single from Wendy's, a famous Star from Carl's Jr., a single from In-N-Out, and the Whopper from Burger King?
I haven't had Carl's Jr. or Burger King for quite a while. They're gonna be the last 2 on the list. I'm gonna put Carl's Jr. at the end. Burger King at number 4. I'm going McDonald's at 3, In-N-Out at 2, and Wendy's at 1.
In-N-Out 2, Wendy's at 1. Okay. Going into it, I thought Wendy's would win. I think it's generally my...
If they do their burgers right, holy, some of those are so good.
Yeah.
They're filling too. I went there one day and I said, I want 3 patties on this. And they said,
Whoa,
okay.
like a Dave's triple.
Oh, it was triple.
Those are pricey. That's like a $9 burger at that point.
I was 9 pounds heavier too.
So we did this taste test, and we get to the second one, and it's just generally like just a bad burger. There was too much of this white sauce they put on it. We didn't like it. And so with our blindfolds on, we all just start laughing and again start making fun of this guy. And there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us doing this, and we all, including him, thought that one was the Whopper.
Oh, really?
And so we're all just giving it our worst ranking, thinking it's the Whopper from Burger King. And again, the Whopper's his favorite of the 5, and even he thought it was the Whopper. We get through the rest of them, and there's another one of my friends named John that's been very vocal anti-Whopper.
Mm.
Um,
Uh-oh.
and so we get down the list, and the first one is not what any of us thought. Um, and so we get to the second one, and it's not the Whopper. It's the Carl's Jr. burger. That was just the worst. Um,
Oh, I'm spot on so far.
which is kind of surprising. I've liked some stuff from Carl's Jr., but I haven't had like that one, Famous Star, I guess. Um, and then we get going down, and John is like, if number 4 is a Whopper, I'm gonna lose my mind. And sure enough, the one that he liked and ranked the highest was the Whopper after dumping on it for so long. And
oh, really?
yeah,
Wow.
and it was one of my favorites. I put it in second place. The quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's was the one just tasting liked the most. But I didn't think I was eating a McDonald's. I did not get the McDonald's one right.
I'm surprised In-N-Out doesn't just win this because it seems like a higher tier of burger to me.
It does, but when you're cutting it in like fourths, and so you're only getting like a corner, and you're blindfolded, it's they all blur together. It was very hard.
Crazy. That's a fun test. I did this with chocolate milk.
Ah, yeah.
And I nailed it.
I
was able to guess. I think we only did 5 different chocolate milks.
Like Darigold, or what's that called?
Meadow Gold.
I feel like there's a D one. There's True Moo.
Yeah, maybe Darigold.
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 What's that? Fair Life.
Fair Life.
That one's my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, Fair Life's unreal.
So good. Cool. Anyways, let me reveal the winners, Devin. Again, I said the quarter pounder with cheese was the one I liked the most, even though I didn't think that's what I was eating. Wendy's and Burger King tied for first for most liked, but between the ranking of all 5 of us. Basically, we took the number from 1 to 5 that everyone assigned it, and whichever one had the lowest value. So they tied with the lowest value. The next, which would be third place technically, was McDonald's. Then In-N-Out was 4th, and Carl's Jr. was 5th. Again, because we all thought it was the Burger King one, but it was the worst for sure. So kind of fun.
So Burger King might actually be it, huh?
It was funny. He had to drive a town over to get to a Burger King because the Burger King close to us went out of business. And I feel like that's all we see is Burger King shutting down. So it was kind of funny, but a fun little activity. We had a hard time limiting it. There were other places like you get into like the Five Guys and stuff, and that's like a step above. We decided, okay, it has to have a drive-through and be like a super fast is what we called it, restaurant. So anyways, that was kind of fun. Quarter pounder with cheese, I guess, is my jam. And if you eat at McDonald's, use the McDonald's app, you can get quite a few points, get some free stuff on there too. So it's kind of nice.
Those point systems are hilarious.
I know.
They like, instead of going, you need 10 points for a free fry, they're like, you need 12,000 points, and you got 3,700 points for this visit. You're like, oh yeah, 3,700.
It's true. We give you a point for every cent you spend, and I'm like, why? Just give me a point for every dollar.
They've ramped that up. Yeah.
Yeah, it is silly. It is kind of nice with a family though, because like if I go to McDonald's, like I'm spending $30 to feed 5 people, right?
Yeah.
And so with a family, you rack up points pretty quick, but that's how they hook you. Loyalty programs.
Oh yeah.
But, that's it for question of the week. What'd you say? Wendy's was the one that you would have chosen out of the 5?
Yeah, before this test, I think.
Before the test.
Yeah.
You might have to do this test one day, Devin.
I just may.
It was pretty fun. All right, moving into Super Movie Brothers. I don't know that I have much. We watched a documentary, which was kind of fun on Netflix. It was called American Nightmare. And it was very strange. It was about this couple that wakes up in the middle of the night and like they have like strobe lights flashing in their eyes, and whoever's broken into their house tells like the wife to tie up the husband, and he puts like these swim goggles that have been blacked out on both of them and kidnaps the lady. And the story just continues to get more and more far-fetched. And so it's only 3 episodes, so it's like a 2.5 hour kind of documentary. So you generally don't believe the guy or the lady during their segments. because the guy's like telling the guy goes to the police the next morning after the sleeping like concoction that the criminal gave him wore off, and he's like, hey, my girlfriend was kidnapped, and they're like, why didn't you come to us last night? And he's like, well, he gave me this like NyQuil and like some other stuff, and so it's a really weird story. So the police don't believe him, you don't believe him, and maybe I won't spoil it, but it was kind of crazy how it kind of wrapped up at the end of the first episode. The kidnapped, I guess not kidnapped, that's not the right word, the abducted girlfriend just shows up. And so then you're really like, okay, I definitely
with
don't
more
believe.
NyQuil.
Not with NyQuil, but she just like shows up. She's like, oh, I'm not kidnapped anymore. So it's kind of crazy, but it was actually pretty good for a true crime documentary. It was well done. Some of the writing was like slightly cringe, but that's kind of their shtick with those. I think it had a 7.5. That's a pretty good rating on IMDb for one of those. It's good. So I'd recommend that if you like true crime stuff. And other than that, we just started another show on Netflix with kind of a true crime vibe, but it's not true. It's based on a novel that my wife read earlier this year. It's called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I think is what it's called.
I've seen it.
It's a British show. The main actress is in the Minecraft movie. I think her name's like M something. I don't know. She looks like she's 12. Yeah. Seems pretty good so far. It's like a whodunit. Person goes missing, and this girl in, I don't know what they call it over there. They're saying weird words instead of like a high school and school project. They're calling it like I'm in secondary school and I've got my EPQ.
Oh, whoa.
And I'm like, what's an EPQ? I guess that's the school project. But she's trying to figure out what happened in this supposed murder case where the body was never found from 5 years prior for her school project. So recommend it so far. We've only watched the first 2 episodes. Devin, any movies or TV shows here for you this week?
2.
Cool.
I have continued Alien Earth. I think that it's phenomenal. Favorite TV show I've watched in a minute. I think that I don't know why. It's tapping something in my brain. It's making me feel a certain type of way. It's filmed in a cool way.
Do you think it's mostly the genre, or do you think
I also love the genre, but
like,
I do think that it's very creative.
High quality?
Yes, it's actually, I think it's very fun.
Okay.
You critique shows different than I do, so I'm curious what you'll think. But I do have a friend who also is loving it.
Yeah.
It's super cool. Very, very crazy. And then last night I quickly Google searched, since Hulu has so many X-Men movies, best X-Men movies, and it was like Logan, Days of Future Past, and First Class. Supposedly are
they're better than 1, 2, and 3.
Supposedly that's what the Google AI said.
I have heard good things about Logan, which I haven't seen, but the other 2 I thought were kind of.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen Logan, but I watched Days of Future Past last night, basically 2016, I think, fighting some robots, time travel, trying to change the robots from ever being made. Yeah,
this is like the version 2.0 of the X-Men, right? It's not Hugh Jackman anymore.
He's in it.
Oh, is he?
They kind of dabble in both.
Oh,
like,
that's kind of cool.
You have the younger Magneto, and then you have Gandalf.
Oh yeah, Ian McKellen.
Yeah, he's in there. He's also Magneto.
Is Patrick Stewart in there as
Pedro Pascal's Magneto?
He is?
Yeah, so Shia LaBeouf.
It's Michael Fassbender, isn't it? Is the young one?
He's a lot of Magnetos. I don't know.
That's fun.
But I watched that. Cool. It was fun. I was like, I haven't dabbled in X-Men for a minute, so.
I used to really like the first few X-Men movies from like the early 2000s with Hugh Jackman, and I don't know who else was it, what other actors.
Yeah, I can see them all in my head, but I don't know.
Like, number 2 was really fun. It had Nightcrawler teleporting everywhere, and like the Beast Dude, and yeah, those are fun. You also, not to change gears if you want to talk more about X-Men.
Oh, no.
You went and saw Weapons, right?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I did.
What'd you think?
Loved that movie.
Did you love it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I loved it too. So
It
good.
had this feeling the entire time. I feel like it's still too new to talk too deeply about it.
Yeah,
Like that should not probably happen until like it's out on like streaming platforms, I'm thinking. Maybe.
yeah, it's okay. But
Some
you can be
people
high level. What's the feeling you got?
just
Like,
kind of eeriness and
yeah, just
confusion and like
dread. What's going on?
yes, it was like shared through civilians, and I liked how this was filmed, kind of changes point of views, and then you're like
Mm-hmm.
doing a crossword puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
And then just huh?
Mm-hmm.
You just go, huh? Right. Huh? It
Yeah.
just goes to a direction that I think most people don't guess it's gonna go.
Yeah, for sure. When the villain is first shown in the principal's office, what'd you think of that moment where they first like show her? I was really caught off guard. I was just like, oh, they're just like showing this creepy lady.
Oh yeah, because
And
usually they want to just keep.
usually they keep it really well hidden. They like don't show like the whole thing, but kind of like her. I do love how she is like hiding in the public with her wig and stuff. It's really funny.
Very very odd.
Yeah, that's a great movie. If you, again, as long as you like the horror vibe and are okay with all that brings, which is going to be a bit of violence and stuff. But that I still think the creepiest scene is the when she falls asleep in the car, um, in front of the house of the kid, and then the door opens and Scissor Lady comes out. And that part's like kind of not even silly, but like she's walking really weird, and you're like, what's going on? But then when she goes around the back of the car and you can't hear anything for a second, and then you just hear the of like the door handle.
Mm-hmm.
I love that's like understanding horror so well. It's like what you can't see is scarier than what I show you. So we're gonna put this creepy part of this scene behind the camera, and you won't be able to see it for a second. Love that scene. But
Yeah,
anyways,
this didn't really dabble too heavily in horror for me.
yeah, it's
It
not.
did for a moment,
Yeah,
and then it went psychological, which I was so down for.
yeah,
It's just like, okay, what am I connecting here? Um, but it did. I mean, it tried to scare you a time or two.
yeah. The couple jump
I
scares
was
like
like, what the?
were a little surprising, but
Yes. Mm-hmm.
um, and I guess that's when they first show the villain. But at that point, you have no context, and you're like, why did they see this weird face?
Yeah, the movie Together with Alison Brie and Dave Franco. I don't know how to compare them, but also horror, but also dabbling heavily in psychological, strange. But I would say Together was scarier
Mm,
to me.
yeah,
But neither
I
was
agree.
scary.
The some creepy like individual scenes like the towards the end of the movie, the mom's like ahead like going through the door like The Shining and just kind of screaming,
Yeah.
or the guy like barfing the black goo, some kind of creepy imagery for sure. But you're right, like other than a couple of scenes, it's not like a lingering scare. It's just kind of like a crazy movie.
It's a good genre.
Yeah,
Big fan. I can get
and
locked into that. It's a long movie.
that was pretty long. Josh Brolin in there just I don't know, I feel like he acted really well. It was great.
Yeah, he kept trying to snap everyone out of existence, and it's not working for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he forgot the Infinity Stones. Cool. Well, I think that's it for Super Movie Brothers and for everything I had for question of the week in our cheeseburger chat. So that's going to take us into our normal run of show here. I am what looks like on the wrong tab. So let me get back over here. All right. So make sure to check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/supergamebrothers. We put all of our podcast video and audio versions on here, and you can get access to them early and vote on the stuff we play for both of the podcasts. So please check us out over there. We also have a giveaway on our website at supergamebrothers.com. You can win a bunch of board games or a gift card. And I feel like that is a good bundle of games to kind of dabble into modern board games if you have not done that yet. And if you have, then those are good ones. And I feel like a couple of them little less common, like Kiro. I feel like not many people playing that, but I think it's a good one. Okay, that's going to bring us to the bulk of the show today. Kind of a shorter show, just 2 segments we're going to go over today. Here in housekeeping, this is a weekly board game podcast all about the games that we are playing or thinking about at the moment. This week, we've got 2 segments. We're going to continue first the Shelf of Shame. So Devin has, like in weeks past, chosen a game from my shelf over there, which is the games I haven't been able to play yet. I actually have a few behind me as well that I haven't been able to play yet, so I'll have to pull those into the Shelf of Shame soon as well. But he's chosen one of those. We're going to talk about it briefly, and then we'll go into our next segment. So, Devin, what game did you pick for me this week?
I picked this beauty to put in the spotlight.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Oh, didn't even realize the name was Spotlight.
Really?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I was gonna say. Fun. This is a game I got for like a super steal. I think like $8. And I got it mostly to try with my children because you can kind of tell from like the box and the art style here, kind of has that Doug Funny kind of artwork. Oh, I think.
It's very Caillou to me.
Yeah. That makes sense. But I think adults will even like this game, to be honest. It's kind of like going down to our faces and the table here. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo of sorts, except that everyone has their own little board and their own flashlight. So, Devin, if I give you a flashlight here and I take a flashlight, there is.
Ooh, this is exciting.
That's kind of cool.
Speaking of Where's Waldo, we were talking yesterday, and I think I Spy is a little more nostalgic to me than Where's Waldo.
Yeah, I can see that.
For you?
Yeah. I think we only had 1 or 2 Where's Waldo books, but we had probably 5 or 6 of those I Spy ones.
And the most exciting thing, I go to my friend's house and we play Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego.
There you go.
I don't think we ever found her in time, but
oh yeah, no, of course not. But I think there are some like rules in the game, and I think you can follow them. I have not read the entire rule book, but basically, isn't that kind of cool?
Amazing.
Yeah,
I cannot believe how well that works.
I think you flip over like a card, and it will tell you what you're looking for. So like this one, we'll just look at this guy. It says find this dude. He's a tiger man. And so then we flip over the sand timer and we have a certain number of minutes, and you put your flashlight inside your board and you look for that dude, and there could be multiples of him. So you're counting how many of him you see.
Oh, that guy? Oh,
okay. Yeah, Tiger Man. And
Tiger Man? Oh, I see one Tiger Man.
You found him? Nice.
I think so. Very interesting how well that works.
It's crazy, huh?
Yes, I found him again.
Nice. I'm glad somebody's doing well because I have not seen this guy. You can also have. Oh, I found one. There we go. There's one. You can have like younger players use a flashlight like this, and more experienced players can use the other side that has a smaller circle.
I might make it easier
as well,
to be honest. Then you
because you're like focused on one area.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't believe I've only seen this guy once.
One. Oh, he's everywhere on mine. 1, 2.
Maybe you're just way better at this game than I am.
4.
Okay, well, our time's up. So in this example, we just ran out of time. Then we flip his card over, and it will tell us how many times he is in each different segment, because our boards are different. So I had... Wait, which board do I have? Oh, I have this one. He was here 6 times? That can't be right. Oh, yep, he's there. And it tells you where, too. So I can see on mine, he's here, 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 and here. Which one do you have? You have the carousel. He's 6 on yours as well.
Yeah, I found him 5.
Dang, you did way better than me. There are like some advanced things, I think, that you can find. Like if you're trying to find segments where he isn't, maybe, and things like that. That's like the whole crux of the game. It's a uh,
It's super cool. I
hidden.
cannot believe that just no battery required, just darkening that and
Yeah, it works really
that
well.
mixing with the white is just
And then they have a print off of the entire like thing, which is the full image, which is all of the boards, I believe. I think that's the whole thing, kind of stitched together. So it's a big old world you're looking through when you're looking through a segment. Anyways, so can you see why that one kind of caught my eye? It's very unique.
it's just so weird.
Yeah. So if you want a game to try with your kids, I do think adults would even have fun with that one. Probably not for quite as long as kids would, but that is the shtick with Spotlight, and it's from Horrible Guild, and they generally make awesome stuff. So because of those two things, where it was unique, and from a company that I kind of trust, that's why I took a gamble on this one. Of the games that we've looked at so far, Devin, which one's been most? I guess what's the word I want to use here? Most intriguing, or like which one was most different once we opened the box than what you thought? Probably this one, to be honest.
Oh man, this one's very different, and I can't remember what other ones we opened.
Okay. Spotlight, ladies and gents. Pretty fun game. You can get it for I think about $15 if you do a little deal shopping. It might be 20 or 25 full price, but cool game. That's on my shelf of shame, and I'm excited to try it out now. Especially watching us just do that again here. I forgot how great that works. Works really well.
It might have even looked better because we have a pretty well lit room. That probably really amplified those flashlights.
Yeah, you're probably not
Having
wrong.
those lights up.
Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, Devin, this is going to be another fun segment we're going to do. I don't know if you know this, but in the board game world, YouTubers generally make like my top 100 games of all time lists and then update them every year.
Oh wow!
I did one last year in 2024. I think it was in like
Really?
January of 2024. I did it in one video. The video is like 2 hours long. Um, Not generally the best way to do that. Splitting it up into multiple videos is smarter, I think. So we're going to use part of the podcast for the next few weeks, 10 weeks, I guess, to do that. So today we're going to start my top 100 games of all time list, looking at games from number 100 and doing 10. So that will get us down through 91. And we're going to look at them on the table. We'll talk about them for just a second. Not too long, but just so you get an idea of what my favorite games are. And because I think that is kind of a fun thing just to see the differences in people's tastes. And sometimes you see a game that you've never heard of, or that maybe you want to look into a little bit more. So it's a fun time. So let's jump down to the table and get right in here with my number 100, which is Counterfeiters. Some of these are going to be a little maybe small to see here, but this is a cool game. Very small box, but has a pretty fun like 45-minute to an hour game in this small box. You play as a money counterfeiter, and it's kind of fun that instead of being like humans, they had you be in this fake kind of Zootopia-like world as an animal, so it feels a little less evil. But you are upgrading like your money printing machines, and you do that by it's a worker placement game. You put one of your meeples, if you're the Crocodile Clan, then one of your crocodiles somewhere, and that will let you get either new printers or launder some money at the local businesses or the store or things like that. You can also like go to a airport location and I think fly to your offshore account. And I think that's the coolest part of this game. You keep your money hidden behind your shields. And then at certain parts during the game, you have to pay the mafia, in essence, like the mob boss, in order to help you like keep your money safe from the police. And you have to give him half of your money. So before the time track gets to those 2 times when he's going to take half of your money, you want to take as much of it as you can, go to the airport, and fly out of the country and deposit your money in an offshore account. Because any money that you are able to do that with and put in like a hidden sleeve, um, the mob boss will not take half of your money that's out of the country. So, very fun kind of idea there. You got to keep all your money secret. So, the big reveal at the end of like how much you were able to make and keep safe from the police and the mafia is fun. And it's a very simple game. It says 35 minutes here. That's about right. And it's a good introduction to worker placement, I think. And the artwork by Ian O'Toole, he's one of the best. It's very cool. So that's number 100, Counterfeiters.
Counterfeiters.
And I'll hand them to you, Devin, as we go. All right, number 99, continuing the animal theme, is Fit to Print. And this one, wow, that's funny. This is also an animal game and also artwork by Ian O'Toole. You can tell the most like famous artists in the board game industry they used a lot. But this is a real-time game, meaning like we say go, and then everybody's doing something at the same time with like a sand timer or like a timer on your phone. In this one, you're trying to run a successful newspaper, and you have to quickly find the articles you want to put in your newspaper, and then you have to, and so you're grabbing stuff out of the middle of this big pile quickly. You can only use one hand, I think. And then you have the ones that you like, you put on your editor's desk, this like cardboard desk. And then once you think you have enough and of the right types to fill your newspaper board, then you say like print or something, and then you can no longer take new articles, and then you're just like organizing them on your newspaper thing here. And you're trying not to put like pictures next to pictures, trying to have some variety on your newspaper and leave as little white space as possible. And so it's just kind of a puzzle in that way. It says 15 to 30 minutes. You can play it very fast because everyone's playing at the same time. It's like a 3 or 4 minute round, I think. And you play 3 rounds and then it's over. So it's fast, kind of chaotic. You can, people that are really good at this can be really good, and other people take like way too much. And if you can't fit it in your newspaper, you lose points for everything you weren't able to fit. So it can be a little tough on new players because you're struggling to like figure out how big your grid is that you have to fill in on your newspaper. But I don't love real-time games, but that one's pretty fun because it's short, but still has a little bit of that puzzliness. And it's a little tricky. You want to have like articles that are happy and sad and an equal balance so that it's not too positive or too sad. Pretty fun. That is Fit to Print at 99. Okay, 98 is a print and play game. So I have quite a few of these. Not many of them make it on my like top 100 games, but I really do like this one. This one is called Hall of the Dwarven King. And this guy made this, I can't remember his name, but he made this cool series called The Legends of D6. And it's basically a bunch of different games printed on a single sheet of paper, and all you need is like a pen and a handful of dice, and then you can play. And in this one, you're trying to use your dice every turn to dig farther and farther down this mine. And then if you build stuff down there, like vaults and the throne room, the deeper you're able to build those things, the more points they're worth. But in order to do that, you have to roll good dice to mine down deeper, build stuff, and dig. You have to roll 3s. They're your cooks. And if you don't roll like any chefs, they can't make food for the rest of your workers. So your turn's kind of lost. You have to have at least 1 3. So it's kind of like Yahtzee in that way. Like you can roll. If you don't like your roll, you can get rid of one of your dice and then re-roll the rest of them. So it's a little more punishing than Yahtzee because you don't get any like free re-rolls. You're also stockpiling gold, and you can cross off 5 gold to change any 1 die to whatever you want. So as you get stuff, you're able to be a little more flexible, and you're building all this stuff kind of in this mine, trying to get as many points as possible by getting as deep as you can to build that before your time track runs out. It's a really cool one. Really, really cool game for like a single page game that you can play over and over again just from using like a pen and a bunch of dice. Game is by Robin Gibson, so shout out to him. I think those are very cool. That's Hall of the Dwarven King. K97 is the game that I usually introduce people to modern games with. This is Century Golem Edition, but there's been many editions of this. I think Century Spice Road was the first one. And this is kind of like an introduction to deck building and to resource like exchangement. That's not a word. Exchanging or resource gathering, where you are using these cards on every turn. Up here, you can get new ones to put in your deck, and when you play one, it will either like give you some of these crystals that have a certain hierarchy of value. I think it's green to yellow to blue to pink, if I'm not mistaken. I might have yellow and green mixed up. So you can convert like lower value gems into higher ones, and then you're trying to use those gems in order to get these golem cards that are worth a lot of points, and the game's over as soon as somebody gets 5 of them, I think. So it's very simple. You have 10 spots you can store gems, so you don't have an infinite number. And it has that mechanism that's really fun where you have a hand of cards and you're playing them down, and they stay down until you take an entire turn to say, I'm going to rest this turn, which lets you pick all your cards back up, which is used a lot in games. So between that and the like light deck building and trying to fulfill these contracts here on the golems, it's a great like entry game. Been a big hit with everyone I've played it with. Had it for a long time. It was given to me by our cousin. So great game. Quite a few years ago. Love that one. Century Golem Edition. That was number 97. Okay, 96 is No Thanks. This is a small, kind of simple game that, again, I use to introduce a lot of people to, oh, you've only played Uno? Here's a better game in a similar size and kind of like visual aesthetic here. In this game, you don't want to get any points if you can help it, and you do that by bidding to not take cards, because cards are worth points. And so you keep your pile of stones secret in your hand, and you use them to bid to not take cards. But if you ever run out of them, then you have to take the card on your turn. When you take a card, you also get all the stones on top of it. So taking this 23, for example, here that has 5 stones on it is only like a net value of 18, because the stones are -1 point each at the end of the game too. So you can go down a couple different paths of trying to get no cards, or trying to just get the cards that make the most sense and really stockpile those -1 stones. It's really, really great. Just has a really awesome system of bidding so that you don't take points. So that's No Thanks. It's been a hit for me for a couple of years. It did fall quite a bit this year. It was number 28 last year, but I think I've just played it like 30 times now, and I'm like, I think I've
really
kind of seen everything that I could see.
I've played it. I had fun with it. It was cool.
30 is just a lot of times though, right? Especially for a game that size, you kind of are just like, I think we've seen what we're gonna see here. Okay, at 95, we've got Ironwood. This is a cool 2-player game with awesome art from Mind Clash. It's a little bit complex and a little bit long, where one player plays as this like metal clan that has like forges and this big drill, and the other player plays as like the native people that are more wood aligned and move quicker, like in the forest between the pathways. And you kind of have different victory conditions, and it has very awesome pieces where like the player playing as the faction names I can't ever remember, but as the metal faction has like cool metal pieces for their pieces, and the other faction has wooden pieces for their totems and their pieces, and they're trying to extract their totems out, and the metal people are trying to build like 3 factories, I think, in order So you're both clashing in ways where you're trying to either take over or effectively use the land and stop the other player. So a little in your face, but it's very cool and very unique. You've played this one with me once as well, Devin, but it's been a long time. And I think we actually got a rule wrong when we played last time. So I've played one more time since, and I'd love to try that one again. It's very cool. I really like it. So that's Ironwood at number 95. There. Kind of whipping through here pretty quick. At 94, we got Mission Red Planet. I like this one because it plays pretty quick and plays up to 6 players, which is a hard number sometimes. To play a game at 6 players sometimes can take like 3-4 hours because you're waiting for 5 other people to take their turn before it gets back to you. This one the time doesn't scale too much with more players because you make your decisions like at the same time and then you just reveal them to each other and then move some pieces around. It did fall a little bit as well. It's just because I haven't played it in a minute. But it's kind of cool. You're using cards in your hand. You have the cards numbered from 1 to 9 in your hand. And once you play them, again, going back to Century Golem, you can't pick them back up until you play, I think, the number 1 card, which lets you pick up your entire hand. So you're trying to keep track of what other people have played. They have different abilities. The lower cards get to go first. And you're launching these ships with different troops on them to Mars, and then you have area control of the different sections of Mars to control the different resources there. But it's all handled through the cards that you have in your hand. So pretty simple and fun to play. It says 45 to 90 minutes, and it introduces you to quite a few things like the action selection of the cards, area control on Mars, and trying to time things correctly with the sending of the rockets. It's a fun time. This is an excellent game. It's getting a 3rd edition. This is the 2nd edition later this year, I think. So really good one there from 2 famous designers, both the Brunos, Faduti and Cathala. So that's Mission Red Planet at number 94. Okay, 3 more here on this list. Next up is another print and play, but this one you can buy in a box. I just didn't. It's called Flip Town. And this one, instead of dice, you play with a deck of, like a face deck of cards. And you'll have 3 cards each turn. One of them you will use for its suit, one of them for its value, and one of them will be your poker card for the hand. So you look at your 3 cards and you've kind of got a little flexibility of I could do this comboed with that, and then this for the poker card. And then based on which suit you play, if you play the diamonds, you get to go do an action in the mine. If you play the spade, you get to go do an action in the Badlands and rob some stuff. The clubs, you get to do something in town, go to one of the buildings in town. And what's the other one? Oh, up here, the hearts is explore down the trail. So it's a roll and write, but you're not rolling dice, you're flipping cards, flipping right, and you're getting a bunch of cash, getting gold. You can use those. There's lots of crossing off of stuff. Okay, I'm going to use 2 of my gold to change this here, but it's fun. You get to kind of dictate, am I going to be like a villain who steals a lot, or am I going to focus on the mines? And you can do quite a bit of different things just based on the 3 cards you get dealt each turn. It's a fun one. Flip Town is really good. It actually has an expansion coming out, which I think I also just backed the print and play version of, which just has I think a 3rd board, so you can get even more crazy with it. So that's Flip Town, another flip and right for number 93 there. Thanks, Devin. All right, number 92, probably the most famous game that's come out in the last 10 years. This is Wingspan. One of the very first games that I got that got me into modern hobby board games. I think I got it in 2019. This one's fallen a bit from 33 last year to 92. I still really like it. I have a couple of the expansions and I like them, but I think they add a little bit to like bloat in here a smidge. maybe just prefer it base. And again, I've played it like 20 times, so I feel like I've kind of seen everything it has to offer, but very solid game where you are managing kind of a retreat for birds, I guess. And you've got different types of birds can go in different spots, and some lay eggs. Each card is unique and has like bird facts on it, and they're like wingspan in centimeters. And you're using food and these dice in this dice tower in order to get the cards. Because there are so many cards, you generally don't see the same ones each game, which is fun, but also makes it a little tricky sometimes if you're like, oh, I think this would pair well with the bird I had last game, but it's nowhere to be seen. So a little tricky that way as well. Lots been said about Wingspan. It's a fun game. I'm glad that I bought it. I remember getting it and I was like, wow, $60 for a board game? I didn't know they could be that expensive. But then like opening it and looking at the pieces and like the beautiful artwork and being like, oh, okay, it makes sense. And that was kind of the beginning of many more games that are much more expensive than that. So Wingspan is a great one. I don't know if it'll be on my top 100 forever, but still love it. Okay, and then for my last one this week, for number 91, this one is called Black Angel. Very cool look. Look at this is the Ian O'Toole week. He's everywhere. This game is very cool. Has a sci-fi setting. You are kind of working together with the other players, but not really. I think that this one is like a semi-sequel to another famous game called Trois. But in this one, you're all on this ship called the Black Angel that all the people are like in hypersleep as they're going towards a new planet for us to survive on. And so you act as one group of like these artificial intelligence robots that are trying to keep the ship running, protect it from raiders until we get to that destination. And you do that generally by, I think you're drafting these dice from different sections on the board, and you can take other people's dice, which feels a little weird at times, but it's not super mean, but you can kind of take other people's stuff. And when you do that, you get to do actions which can be like protect the ship from raiders. You can put your little, I love these little dudes, your little robot in a little spaceship and then fly him like around to the surrounding areas to get stuff. It's kind of a big game. Like it says 1 to 2 hours here on the box. It's a little bit complex, a little bit big. The box is a smidge bigger than I wish it was to fit on my shelf. But it's very cool. I like the dice drafting system on the main board, and the fact that you are, I don't know, you're interested in what other people are doing, but you have a bit of autonomy as well. So Black Angel, it's a cool one. At 91. And that is my list here at the beginning from 100 to 91. Lots of games left to go. 9 more segments of these different breakouts until we get to my number 1. I guess yeah, let us know in the comments what your favorite games of all time are. I'd love to hear that. And maybe you'll see some of those in later segments. So please keep an eye out for those as well. And that's going to do it for kind of a shorter episode of the Gaming Top Down podcast this week. Thanks so much for listening, watching, and make sure to check us out on Patreon, where you can get the episodes a week early by subscribing over there. And you can also vote on the games that we play, the games that we cover. Please check out Devin on Twitch. He plays video games there every weekday. He's player 4. It's generally a fun time all around. Till next week, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you for episode 69, I think, next week. Have a good one.